My job description is easy. Find the best and amazing stuff online and share it with the masses. So here we are. Hello there, I'm Miss Mouse and this is Top Channel 101. Today I got you some free humans, animated, PBR based, realistic looking, all for free. No sign-ups, no credit cards, just download and use. Where else can you find this awesomeness? Let's go over to renderpeople.com and I will show you how to get them into Blender. All links are going to be in the description. So if you go to renderpeople.com, all links are going to be in the description. You can go to the free model section and you see the models I'm talking about. So all free for download, free commercial use, no registration required. You just hit download and you are able to download. You have these posed but not rigged the characters, but you also have these rigged but not animated, and you also get these animated, rigged and PBR based characters. So if you want to download any of this, you just hit download and you will get a few formats you can use. So there is no Blender format here, but there is an FBX format which is as good as a Blender. So you can just go to Blender and go under file, import FBX, and then you can download the FBX file there. So let me just show you how I created this simple setup. I just downloaded one single character, but you can see I made a few variations. So to do this, let's maybe just start from scratch. You can just go under file, import FBX. So the character starts off in a T pose, like you see here. If you expand your timeline, you'll see that if you select the bonds or the armature, you see that they have keyframes. So they start in a T pose, but if you play back, they'll switch to the animated mode. And let's see how long the timeline is. You can see it's around 600 frames, so that's a lot of frames to give you variations. So if you want to have variation in your character, you can just select the character, including the amateurs, shift D to duplicate them. I'm just going to have them in a simple circle. So this is just one use case, just using shift D. But if you want, you can also just use alt D, but I think that's going to mess up the animation keyframes. So let me see if yeah, if you use alt D, you won't be able to offset the timelines or the keyframes. So just use shift D instead of alt D. So now I can just select the keyframes for this and offset them. Now if you look at this, you can see that each of them starts off in a different pose. I don't want to start with this T pose. So I know that this T pose is at the first keyframe. So I'm just going to offset this just a bit so that we lose that pose. And maybe offset this further so that we have a varied start off in a different position. Yeah, like that. And I'm also going to mirror this on the x-axis so that this looks like a different character from this. I'm also going to duplicate this again and offset these keyframes further. Another trick you can do is just mirror these keyframes, Ctrl M, and that should give you the reverse of the animation. And yeah, so we can put them in a circle or something, and now the variation is there, but the clothes are still look the same. So the great thing about these models is that if you look at the folder you have downloaded, you find a texture folder, and it includes PBR material. You see the diffuse, gloss, and some masks plus a normal map included. But when you import the FBX, only the diffuse will be included, will be set up. If you want to add normal, just drag it into the scene, change the color space to non-color data, feed that into the normal map, and that your normal map should be set. Now to change the colors of the shirt or trousers, all you have to do is use the masks you have here. So you can see we have two masks here, so I'm just going to drag them into the scene. I think I can only drag in one by one, and if I preview them, you can see I have this shirt mask and the trouser mask, and I think these masks are available for any of the characters you download. So if you download this, it should also have a shirt and trouser mask, or any of these other characters. Now what we can do then is a setup. Let me just go to the shading tab so that I have more room. What I can do now is first go to this diffuse, add a mix RGB curve, sorry, a mix RGB, change this, the blend mode to color. This will allow me to change the color for the materials like that, but I don't want the entire character to be affected. That's where these masks come in, so I can feed this directly into the factor. You can see now only the shots are being masked, but to change the colors randomly, I can add an object node and sample the color ramp, the random color. So I'll add a color ramp here, then this. You can see this gives us a random color for any of the characters, and if I add in more nodes here, you can see I get more variation. I just need to change the colors of these nodes now. So I just use blue there. Change these colors just a bit. Yeah, and instead of using linear, let's switch to constant. You can see each character is getting different color, just like that. And then all I have to do is, instead of using this color here, I can just switch it out with this color ramp we have generated, and now each character gets a different color, and I can just use this as the base color now, and voila, we have that. You can also play around with different blending modes and see which one gets you the best color. And I think color is going to give us the best color for this. Now if you play back, you can see that the colors look a bit randomized, and you can even do more variation on the trousers, but let me just show you that. So if you can just duplicate, let's see, so we have this for the shirt. You can do another setup here, Shift D, duplicate this, and Shift D, duplicate this. You want to use a different object info node, because otherwise it's going to generate the same colors so that the trousers and the shirt are the same. So if you use this, you can even switch the colors around, maybe. This to something like that, and again have this as the color 1, and remember we had a second mask for the trousers, so we can use that as the factor this time. Let me see what we get, and then color 1 should be this same image, this image, the diffuse. See what we are getting. Now we have this and we have this. Then to blend the two, again, you just need the same node. So one is color 1, one is color 2. This has to be mix. So you can see what we're getting. And then we can use this shirt mask as the factor again here. Let's see. Yep. But set up the inverse of this, and we should get the different colors. I think the colors are a bit too harsh. So you can come here on this and add a math node, convert math node, just to reduce the factor, to make them less powerful in the scene. So then if you add, say, a flow, add some lighting, add a sun. You can see how the scene starts to work. And remember, these are all offset, so the animations are going to be a little bit offset and varied. Maybe you can even try and see how it works if you scale this animation just a bit for some of these. And maybe offset this one. Maybe scale this animation just a bit so that ours is a bit slower compared to the others. So this is just with a single character, but you have access to more than just one character. And you don't have to worry about these ones that are not animated. All you have to do, they have the rig, but you don't even have to use that. You can just use Mixamo to rig them and use Mixamo's library of animations to animate them. So I have a video about that, how you can use Mixamo to animate your own characters. So if you want to watch that, you can go over and watch that. So let me see if I can get that. Where is that? Yeah, this one here. You can use Mixamo to add animations to your character. Let me see. Yeah. So you just import your own character into Mixamo, and then Mixamo will help you animate it for you. So very easy. So you can add, you can use a library, you can take leverage of their library to animate your own characters. So this is not an issue if you, yeah. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and yeah.